What's going on, everyone? Fans are in an uproar over the latest content released for the First Berserker Khazan, Great General's Crucible, and Berserker's Bloodshed. So many gamers are complaining about the difficulty, the stripping away of abilities and gear, and generally the out of touch mentality that the developers are displaying. Now, I do agree with a lot of the sentiments being thrown around in regards to excessive difficulty, but before talking more about my thoughts, I really wanted to touch on the developers' response to all the flaming going on the past couple of days. So let's jump on over to Discord and read a message put out by Junho Lee, creative director of the First Berserker Khazan. Hello, this is Junho Lee. The two newly introduced highest difficulty boss modes were specifically designed as challenges for hardcore players. We've been closely monitoring a wide range of feedback from various communities and channels regarding these new modes. When reviewing these responses and data, there are certainly moments where we feel tempted to adjust the difficulty. Even now, part of me thinks, should we make it easier? But I'm deliberately holding back from making quick adjustments. Here's why. And before we get into his reasons about why they haven't made a definitive decision on whether they're going to change the difficulty, I think we need to look at some context because they've been displaying a pretty adamant stance on the difficulty of the game and how they want it to be part of the hardcore action RPG genre and not really a Souls-like type of game. So a few months ago, the same director, he did an interview with Fextra Life, and one of the questions that they threw out was something along the lines of, in regards to difficulty, would you compare it to something like Sekiro or similar Souls-like games? And let's see what his response was.
액션 게임을 잘 하지 못하는 익숙하지 않은 사람들은 너무 어려워가지고 이 게임을 포기를 해야 되는 상황이 그게 적절한가라고 생각했었을 때 그게 적절하지 않다고 생각을 했어서 저희는 그냥 그래도 우리 스토리는 이렇고요 뭐 재밌게 즐겨주세요 이런 것들이 아니라 액션 게임에 익숙하지 않다고 하더라도 충분히 도전하고 극복할 수 있는 재미를 느끼기 위해서 어떤 식으로 난이도를 조절을 해야 될까 그런 것들을 좀 많이 고민을 했어요. 그래서 저희가 난이도를 조절을 할 때 큰 방향성이 잘 못하시면 그냥 스토리라도 즐겨주세요 이런 것들이 아니라
So bad translation aside, basically what I got out of that is that they don't want to make the games easier just for simplicity's sake. They would rather give players extra resources because they still want them to come back and try again and again, overcome their difficulty challenges, and beat the bosses. So they don't want everyone to breeze through the game and just get through the narrative. They actually want players to struggle because that's how they envision Khazan to be inside of the story. And so they want players to connect with the same struggle that Khazan has. So that's one interview that they gave. And actually they did another one with Fextra Life that was actually older, about a year ago. And that one, the question thrown out was, what is the biggest thing that sets the First Berserker Khazan apart from other games in the genre? And let's see what they had to say this time.
They replied, the team's main focus is to highlight the hardcore action RPG genre itself, rather than emphasize Souls-likes or other subgenres. When designing the core mechanics, we prioritized implementing a well-structured action system similar to Dungeon Fighter Online, while also drawing inspiration from various elements used in action genres, including Souls-like games. We aim to enhance the action experience found in Dungeon Fighter Online and showcase the unique gameplay of a hardcore action RPG genre, which will be a hallmark of Khazan.
So right there, 2 times they highlighted that they want to showcase hardcore action RPG genre rather than Souls-like. So again, they want this game to be difficult. That's the audience that they're targeting. So maybe it was the fault of us, the audience, the gamers, that were positioning this as more of a Souls-like game, when in reality, the developers always wanted this to be a hardcore action RPG type of game. So maybe our expectations were off in this case. But let's go back to the original response that we were reading over on Discord. So back to the reason why they're still deliberating about whether they want to make the game easier. Here's why. Realistically, it's challenging for a single piece of content to satisfy everyone's preferences. Therefore, our approach is to offer a variety of content tailored to different player needs and preferences, something like a buffet. The recent content update is an extremely spicy dish. I like how they worded that. Extremely spicy dish. And rather than diluting the spiciness, we've chosen to refine it further to satisfy those who specifically enjoy that intense challenge. Of course, we don't intend to offer only spicy dishes just because we're making a hardcore action game. We are preparing content of various difficulties as well. That is great news right there. This includes very casual experiences, modes slightly more challenging than our current standard difficulty, yet easier than the boss rush, and even more intense difficult modes. Oh my goodness. They're gonna bring out even harder modes than what we just got with Crucible and Berserker. That's crazy. Regarding yesterday's boss rush update, we're actively monitoring initial reactions, difficulty feedback, and suggestions about convenience from various communities. While maintaining the intended difficulty and concept, we are committed to improving convenience and overall enjoyment. We'll continue to listen carefully to our players' diverse opinions and strive to deliver even better gaming experiences. Thank you. Well, there you go. As of right now, they aren't making any changes. They're going to keep on monitoring feedback. And the surprising response that I got out of this is that they're actually working on content of various difficulties. So, if anything, I think this game mode is fine. They just released it at the wrong time. They should have brought it out while they brought out easier content for the general audience as well. That way they could have satisfied both types of gamers at once and not alienated the people that were already struggling with this game, which is, in my opinion, it's really hard. And I am I would rate myself as slightly above average gamer, but I do have more time lately to put into these games than most other people do. So I'm able to make guides and I'm able to beat the bosses a little bit quicker than some other people. But even this content, both modes are so hard, it's not my type of gaming, to be honest. But yeah, let me throw it back to you guys. What do you think of the response we got here from the creative director, Junho Lee? Are you guys excited to see that they're bringing out different types of content as well? Not just this hardcore stuff over and over again? Let me know down in the comments what you all think. I'll see you all again soon. Take care and have a great weekend.